when we got through digging the grave, they were bringing the coffins in.
They were bringing
all day long. It's some rock down on there, and he's almost buried in like something like
a bedrock.
Yeah, he's buried in something like a vault. You know that rock?
A vault.
The whole about 4 foot of that. Of course, the grave is 6 foot deep. You dug it 4 foot, and you left a shoulder on it like that on each side. Well, you put the coffin down him, and then put planks across him. Well, it wouldn't be down, you know, eventually it'll fall in, you know, it'll rot for a few years, but
It'd give it time for the ground to settle down and the grass to grow on.
No, the disease was so bad, the fever and everything killed everybody here.
The fever.
And they call themselves, you know, the contagious stuff. They're buried deep in the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
I just got back out of the Army. I was in World War II. And it did that man grave. And he was an old man.
This was Miss Molly's
That's Miss Molly's brother.
And you helped dig his grave.
Yeah.
And you knew him?
Yeah, he's the one who rode the mule. Oh, no, must be Hill now.
That's where the name Wesley comes in. Emmett Wesley.
He had the old fellow right there was supposed to be the best farmer was in the community.
John Wesley Hill was.
Yeah.
And he was the brother of Miss Molly.
Miss Molly Buck, yeah.
And so that was Lucinda's son.
Yep.
And he was the best farmer. So that was our great-great-grandfather, great-great-granduncle. Okay. Wow.
And it ain't been yesterday.
Now,
he lost his first wife. I don't know who she was.
But. Did you know our great grandmother, Miss Nora Barkley?
Nora Wilson.
Yes. Did you know her?
Well, I went to school with all the children.
Okay.
See, the schoolhouse right down there.
So you knew our grandmother then, Dorothy Wilkinson. She would have been
Perkins.
She would have been 93.
Yeah, married old Perkins boy. Yeah.
She married Charles Perkins.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay.
I told you I know them all.
And then
Amber Wilson.
Buck.
Yeah.
Me and Buck the same age.
You and Buck are the same age. Okay.
He's dead now, away.
He is. Yeah, he passed away. Can you tell us any stories about our grandmother, Dorothy? I know she was a couple years older than you, but do you remember her from school at all? And she had her best friend that she called Sis that lived up the road there, and she was killed a few years back.
Yeah.
But do you remember my grandmother, Dorothy, at all?
Yeah, I remember all of them.
Can you tell me a story that maybe you remember about seeing her, or how she dressed, or what she did, or anything?
I can't. The only thing, they had a hard time. You know, your grandpa.
He got hit over the head.
He lost his mind, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He got hit when they were cruising timber, and a tree hit him on the head.
My dad, he worked for my dad in a sawmill.
Pete Wilkinson worked for your dad.
He had some kind of spell. Days they said he'd be normal for several days, and then all at once he'd just go, you know, lose
his mind,
lose his cool. In other words, you know, and they had a hard time. Let's put that down. See, he was in the asylum when I can remember.
He was, yep, that's right.
And Ambert, he had to make a living.
Uncle Ambert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He worked around, you know, different things. It was a hard damn time, good. Y'all ain't got no idea what. I come up right into depression. You talking about tough.
So did Mama.
You talking about?
Mama didn't throw away nothing.
We didn't have nothing to throw away.
That's what she said too.
I went down here, went to school down here, and I had to walk 3 miles, and what we had to eat, we had to raise everything to eat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't bring nothing but a sweet potato. I was raised on sweet potato, and a piece of meat or sausage, you know, some kind of pork.
Yeah.
Everybody had that. They had to kill their own hog and everything. And that's what you'd have. You know, you couldn't cook no vegetables, nothing, because it would ruin, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you just had something like, and mostly cornbread. You didn't have much flour. It was tough. Y'all can't remember. You can't even think about how.
Do you remember seeing like my grandmother at school or anything? Any stories at all about seeing her at school?
No,
or?
I just.
What about Big Mama Nora?
Miss Nora?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. She used to come to church all the time. Had a big
She
old hat.
sewed. Yeah.
Had a big old hat that big around.
She did.
Red big hat on her head. I remember I remember her. Remember that man she married again, you know.
Nathaniel Grady.
Nat somebody.
Grady.
Nathaniel Grady. We called him Papa Nat.
Yeah.
He
Well, they said that, you know, y'all real grandpa said he got all right eventually, but nobody wouldn't go get him.
Pete Wilkinson.
Yeah. Said nobody wouldn't go get him out of the asylum because this kid, you know, he'd go back to having spell.
Right. Wow.
And my dad, that was something here, but Dad said they got scared of him because scared he would have some kind of spell, you know, and get killed in it. You know, that was dangerous work anyway, you know.
Yep.
But now, I don't remember him because he's in the asylum when I can remember.
Right.
Your grandma and all of them lived right up yonder. They had a hard daggone time, and everybody else, not only them, but everybody, but they had a little harder because they didn't have nobody to provide for me. You know, but Amber was the oldest one of them.
And I know Miss Molly and her husband, they helped them out when they were little, and
yeah,
a little bit. Wow. Can you tell me another story about Miss Molly? Do you remember another, like if were you a kid and you went over to her house and what she was like?
I told you she didn't have no visitors.
You said on certain days.
Man, folks, they stayed away much just like it. She had some kind of terrible
plague.
disease. But Miss Molly Barkley, she had a name, boy. So her reputation reached from here to yonder.
For being harsh?
Being tough, yeah.
Being tough.
So when her husband passed away, there ain't no other men come calling on her.
Not hardly.
Now, did she come cure anybody that you know of stuff? Did she put? Cause
I don't know about that doctoring business.
That's what we were told, that somebody'd come get her in the carriage and she'd sling her black cape on her and she'd go help them birth their babies.
I can't remember that. But the doctor lived right there, just across it. There were 2 doctors here. One of them lived right across there.
Okay.
2 doctors in Octagon here.
Okay.
Mama said y'all had a school and a post office and everything. It was a town.
I got my education right down there.
And is the building still there? The building's not there.
Yeah,
Your
that
school?
old house down there. They told the school now when they consolidated all the school.
Okay.
And they sold it, the lot and everything. And somebody built that house out there.
Oh, off the ground.
Out the old school house.
Okay. Wow. Well, we're going to get rained on. We better get going. Thank you
Well,
again. And what was your name again?
Joe Moore. What?
Thank you, Mr.
Where y'all live?
I'm in Florida and she's in Georgia.
Some of them down in Tomville, ain't some of y'all?